blind item is a news story, typically in a gossip column, in which the details of the matter are reported, while the identities of the people involved are not revealed. Some of you may be wondering where my intro went. I'm still going to use it, I'm just going to make these something different. With my channel being deleted, some of my older videos are gone. I thought they were on BitChute, but some of them just didn't process right, so I don't have them anymore. I've done this one before, but I'm going to do it again. From crazydaysandnights.net, Monday, November 13, 2017. Today's blind items. Child porn and drugs, the story of two A-listers. For the past month, I keep hearing that these two women, who are each at one point A-listers, were going to come forward and tell their story. They can tell it a lot better than me. One of them even knows the details of how this became one of the largest child porn rings in the world. Back when this show first aired, people were just starting to buy VCRs. The first A-lister basically made her career from the show. All of you know her. I mean, all of you. Although she credits her career to the show, she also credits her years of hardcore drug abuse and her sex addiction and trouble with intimacy and commitment to the show. You tell me how you would be if at the age of 9 or 10 you were being offered drugs by producers, and then while you were almost passed out from the drugs, being molested and raped by those same men. Oh, and a great percentage of other times, they would take the boys you were starring with and make them have sex with you. Or the producers would be getting naked with the boys. What if they kept telling you how great you were and then sent you all over the world to promote the show? Did I say promote as in talking about the show? No, they sent her all over the world to have sex with guys interested in child porn in other countries who wanted to start their own versions of the show. When she got to be in her teens, they pushed her out of the show and she ended up being molested by a different group of producers in a different corner of the entertainment world. She said she was first molested at 9 or 10 and that she did not have consensual sex until she was almost 20. Our second A-lister was an A-list for much longer. All of you know her. She was kind of a replacement for our first victim. She was almost about 10 when she started on the show and started being molested and assaulted on an almost daily basis. She blames her trust issues and her intimacy issues on the experience. She also says it is one of the reasons she's refused to get naked or topless for a movie. It triggers her to see any kind of camera when she's topless or naked. That is the only way they would film her when she was a kid. She has never really relished being in the public eye, but always said she would work enough to never have to work again, and she has pretty much done that. The owners of these companies were incredibly smart sexual predators. They were constantly changing the name of the holding company. They would transfer ownership of the companies to other studios. They knew which producers and politicians loved child porn and would send them the videos. These guys started doing child porn and then realized if they started a television show or pretended they were starting a show, they could have more access to kids. The way things worked, they made a few episodes of the show just to show people so they can get more kids. It was not until they met another child porn lover, who was also a producer, that saw the show that they sold it. One of these producers is still working today in the same kind of environment. For decades, he has been doing what he does to children and tweens. The thing is though, none of these shows have really ever produced stars the level of the two mentioned here. Oh, one time about a decade ago, the second of our two victims in this blind was making noises about going public. One of the foreign child porn producers she had met on her, quote, exchange tours arranged for her to make a record. Although it was released here, it was only a moderate success. In the country overseas, though, it sold millions of copies, making her a huge star in that country. The company spent millions on advertisement to ensure the sales, and that deal has kept her quiet until now. I am really hoping they step forward, because it will create the avalanche necessary to get all the other victims from that show and the 1 cent to step forward and bring this group down. And the clues. There's two A-listers. The first A-lister credits her career and drug addiction, etc. on the show. She was on the show at around age 9 or 10. She was sent all over the world to promote it. She moved to a different part of entertainment when she was a teenager. A2 was sort of a replacement for A1. She was also around 10 when she first started the show. She's never gotten topless in a movie. She pretty much worked till she didn't have to anymore. And around 2007, A-lister number 2 had a foreign album come out. The owners constantly changed the name of the company and studios. One of the producers still in the same environment. A-lister number 1 credits her career in drug addiction, etc. on the show. From page 6, October 14, 2009, did Kids Incorporated cause Fergie's drug habit? Black Eyed Peas front Lady P, Fergie, Stacey Ferguson, blames her early years in Hollywood as an actress and singer for catapulting her into drug addiction. Fergie told Star Pulse, quote, "What happens when you're a child professional is that you have to be, well, professional. You're taught not to have tantrums, to always people please. That's part of how I got into drugs later." She was on the show around the age of 9 or 10. Kids Incorporated started in 1984. Fergie was born in 1975, which puts her around 9 years old. She left Kids Incorporated in 1989. Fergie was born in 1975, which places her around 14 years old. She was sent all over the world to promote. While I may have not found confirmation for that, I have found confirmation for the other A-lister, so we'll come back to that. She moved to a different part of entertainment when she was a teen. Fergie went on to Wild Orchid, 1990 to 2003. A2, a replacement for A1, was around 10 years old when she started on the show. Jennifer Love Hewitt started Kids Incorporated in 1989. She was born in 1979, which puts her around 10 years old. She never got topless or naked in a movie. From the Daily Mail, April 9, 2012. It's sexier not to show everything. Jennifer Love Hewitt admits she draws a line at nudity as she steps out in a flirty Easter dress. Despite being so comfortable with her sexuality, Jennifer Love Hewitt has admitted she draws a line when it comes to nudity. She pretty much worked till she didn't have to anymore. She's worked pretty constantly, but not like she used to, and every now and then she takes a few years off. Now going back to sent all over the world to promote, I couldn't find anything on A-lister number 1, but I did find things on A-lister number 2. From the LA Times, June 9, 1992. The song, quote, "Please Save Us the World," written by Lance Cosgrove and performed by 13-year-old Love Hewitt, a star of the Disney Channel's Kids Incorporated series, is the official theme of the United Nations Environment Program Global Youth Forum. In May, Hewitt addressed the UN General Assembly in New York, and she was named honorary ambassador to the Youth Forum. The much-traveled teen, she's been to such countries as Russia and Japan, mostly due to 2 years of performances with LA Gear's international promotional tour, has a global perspective.
Oh, my darling.
No.
Oh, my.
Oh no. Swing, swing.
We are dancing to a song of love.
Swing, swing.
Keep
Swing,
our hands and
swing.
turn around.
Don't be shy and sing the song with me. 雪がなくても。ビクトリア。ビクトリアのゴルフをよろしく。
Around 2007, she had an album come out overseas. At age 12, Meldak, a Japanese music and video game company, funded the recording of Hewitt's debut studio album, Love Songs, 1992. The album was released exclusively in Japan, where Hewitt became a pop star. Her explanation for her success in Japan is that the Japanese, quote, love perky music. The poppier the music, the better.
話があるんですか？
You're releasing your new single? Yes.
歌も歌うの？
そうです。
あ、シンガーソングライター。シンガーソングライターとかシンガーソングでシンガー。
Have you released
No, it's coming out in March.
yes.
Yes, my album's coming out in March, and I'm very excited, and I hope you guys will like it. I think you will, because it's really fun, energetic like me. And it's...
今年の3月ですね。
Since 2004, Hewitt has remained mostly inactive in the music industry, but she released the compilation albums Cool With You, The Platinum Collection, 2006 in Asia, and Hey Everybody, 2007 in Brazil. I've looked into both of those albums. There's not much at all on Hey Everybody, which was put out in Brazil, but Cool With You, The Platinum Collection, was put out in the Philippines in 2006 from Warner Music Philippines.
これですよ。ほら。ね、こちらがラブヒューイットちゃん、12歳。でこちらがね。
This is a photo shoot with Ellie Gear that I did with Michael Jackson, and it was so much fun. He was very sweet, and he was just like a big kid. He chased me around, and we played and everything. It was fun.
なんて言ったんですか？
マイケル・ジャクソンもとっても素晴らしい人で、もう一緒に遊んでくれたりして、とりあえず楽しかった。もうとってもいい人だってことです。
ね。改めてまあ紹介しますけども、ラブヒューイットちゃんね、12歳だから、10、11、12ティーン、
The owners constantly changed the name of the company and studios. Kids Incorporated, Production, Lynch Biller Productions, Lynch Entertainment, K-Tel Entertainment, Hal Roach Studios, Quintex, RHI Entertainment, MGM UA Entertainment Company Television, Distributor MGM Television, and then syndicated, and then canceled, and then picked up by Disney Channel. I don't know, it's confusing, but hey, maybe it's meant to be. One producer is still in the same environment. Tommy Lynch, one of the creators, or Thomas Lynch, went on to produce other things like The Secret World of Alex Mack, Caitlin's Way, all the way up to Make It Pop 2015 to 2016. Here's a couple extras. What if they kept telling you how great you were and then sent you all over the world to promote the show? Did I say promote as in talking about the show? No, they sent her all over the world to have sex with guys interested in child porn in other countries who wanted to start their own versions of the show. International versions. An original Japanese adaptation of the show, titled Stars, ran from 1999 to 2001. The original New Zealand version of the show, High Life, began production in 1990. It ran for 5 seasons. And in Canada, The Rockets, from 87 to 91, was sort of Canadian Kids Incorporated. Another thing is Rashaan Patterson, who played the kid on Kids Incorporated. He was molested since he was 6 years old. Only he says it happened at a church, not Kids Incorporated. And from The Root, April 11, 2012. Rashaan Patterson on surviving sexual abuse. Rashaan Patterson was just a child when he got his big break with a part on Kids Incorporated. But it wasn't until many years in transition to a music career later that he revealed, first to his family and then to the public, the sexual abuse he endured beginning at age 6. Rashaan Patterson, there was a feeling of powerlessness. In my case, it was violent and there was bullying attached to it. It created the fear of, quote, don't tell anybody or I'll really hurt you. It was an ongoing thing. And it happened in church, often. The Root. When you were on Kids Incorporated, were you still being abused at that time? Rashaan, I was 10 years old at that point, so yes, it would still occur then. And there's also this. And a great percentage of other times, they would take the boys you were starring with and make them have sex with you.
You remember your first kiss?
Yes.
Who was she and how old were you?
I'm very proud to say my very first kiss was with Fergy from the Black Eyed Peas, whose real name is Stacy, and she says this too. She likes to point out no tongue, but that's okay. I think
How old
we'll
was
leave it
Fergie?
at that.
How old was she?
We were both 10 years old.
Where
about
was
to
this?
turn 10. It was on a show we worked on called Kids Incorporated. Yes.
Fergie, she turns out gorgeous.
She did. She was a gorgeous little girl. I mean, that's a hell of a first kiss, huh?